Ladies and gentlemen, La Champions, the most beautiful and entertaining competition in the world of football at club level, is back. This week, we've been treated with many great games. Real Madrid robbing Marseille, Juventus and Borussia Dortmund 4-4 clash, Liverpool getting a last-minute winner against Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich beating the world champions of Chelsea, and of course PSG also winning 4-0 against Atalanta. Many great games, but now it is time for the best team in the world to play their first match of the league phase of the Champions League. Barcelona, it is time for you guys to show up and show them who is the best team in the world. And the first game is against none other than Newcastle United at St. James Park. Oh my god. For those that watched my UCL draw reaction, the one team I was definitely most worried about, I know we have to play the likes of Chelsea and PSG, but the one game I'm most worried about and confident, but also going to be a very stressful game, is this match against Newcastle. More specifically because we're going away to them. We're going to their stadium to play against them. And for those that know St. James Park, it's not easy going away to them 100%. So I this was the one game I was definitely most worried about. I think they definitely have a lot of qualities to hurt us as much as we do as well to hurt them, and I think it's going to be a very interesting and entertaining match. Barcelona always offer entertaining matches, so for the neutrals out there, make sure to tune in for this game. I know City and Napoli play tomorrow. Who cares? This is all about Barcelona and Newcastle for tomorrow, Thursday night football Champions League. I hate that we're playing on Thursday, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is the one thing game I'm definitely worried about a little bit. And yeah, we're gonna quickly talk about the potential lineups, how I think this game is gonna go, and who I think is going to be the important players for both sides. You know, one important player or one key player that could definitely be a difference maker in terms of how the result goes for either team. But quickly going over the lineups, let's start off with Newcastle. For Newcastle, I think it's going to be Pope in goal, Trippier, Schär, Byrne, Livramento for the back line. Midfield of Guimaraes, Joelinton, and Tonali, and up top, Gordon, Waltamade, however you say his name, and Ilania. I think this is potentially, or I think it is, the strongest lineup that they have with a fully fit squad. Maybe Wisa if he was available. But besides that, I think this is the strongest squad that they have. And again, we'll go more into detail of what strengths they have with this team. But it's a very solid squad. This is Eddie Howe's team that he's built throughout these last couple years now. And yeah, a very strong squad, and they could definitely cause some problems for Barcelona. Now, going over to Barcelona's lineup, I think it's going to be John Garcia in goal. Backline of Jules Koundé, Paco Barci, Andres Christensen, and Gerard Martin. Midfield of Casado, Pedri, Fermin Lopez, and up top Rafinha, Ferran Torres, and Marcus Rashford. Now, I think there's three players in this team that maybe some people might have question marks and be like, nah, I had someone else in this position. And I think those three players are going to be Christensen, Casado, and Ferran Torres. I think those three, maybe some people have some doubts or maybe have, someone else preferred to play over them. But I think the rest of the squad speaks for itself that this is our strongest squad, especially with the likes of Lamine Yamal being out. We all know he's not going to be available. Gavi being out, Balde being out. That's why all these other players are filling in. Now, when it comes to Casado, I know Frankie de Jong did get called up for the team, for the squad, to travel to England to play this game. But I haven't seen any report or anything that Frankie de Jong is fully fit, that he's fully available to play for this game, that he's going to start. Maybe he'll come in later into the game, as a super sub, 100%. He's done it in the past when he's come back from injuries. Even last season, he's done it. But to start, I don't think Hansi Flick will want to take that risk, especially considering the midfield that Newcastle have, a very physical team. One bad hit from them. Yeah, Frankie de Jong can relapse in his injury. So I think since Casado is available, Casado has been the one filling in for the shoe since Gavi and Frankie de Jong have been injured. I think Casado will be the one starting for this game. Now, when it comes to Andres Christensen, listen, the way that Newcastle play, they're a very counter-attacking team, especially since they know Barcelona are going to hold the ball a lot more, or at least we should realistically hold the ball a lot more. They're very solid in defense, and their main thing is going to want to hit you on the counter-attack, especially with their fast-ass wingers with Ilania and Gordon. They're very fast wingers, and now they have a striker as well who is obviously very tall, very physical, and knows how to link up play as well. He likes dropping deep, collecting the ball, and feeding his wingers. So one thing that Barcelona need to get 100% right, 1,000% right, their key thing to win this game is have and perfect that high line. perfect that high line. That is the priority for Barcelona tomorrow, because Newcastle are a very intelligent team. Eddie Howe is a very intelligent manager, so he's going to know ways to break down Barcelona, and everyone knows that our biggest weakness is our high line. So if they can get through that, then obviously they're going to cause major danger. So the reason I have Christensen in there is because he's the one that understands it the most over the likes of Ronald Araujo. Now, you might be losing a little bit with now having Araujo in there, because obviously Araujo is very physical. He's very quick. He can catch up if they do get through us. But I think at the same time, it's going to be more of a game where we have to perfect the high line. We have to be very smart in the back line. The back line in general have to be a cohesion. They have to be, playing together, and Anders Christensen is the best fit for that over the likes of Araujo, who we've seen in this highline system tends to make mistakes, and we can be affording mistakes in these kind of games. Now that Christensen is back, now that Christensen is fully available, we have to take advantage of him, right? He's an intelligent defender. He's very good on the ball, and he's going to be very key for us. So that's why I have Christensen over the likes of Araujo. Now, Ferran Torres over the likes of Lewandowski. Obviously, Lewandowski, I think, is the main guy that everyone's going to be looking at to probably start this game. Now, the reason I don't have Lewandowski and have Ferran Torres is, for one, Ferran Torres these last couple games has done well. He's gotten some goal contributions. He's done well. He's getting better at the striker position. We've seen it ever since last season. And I think just because of the age and probably physicality, I think Lewandowski will have a very, very difficult time against the likes of Schär and Byrne, who are very physical, who are very tall, who are very strong. I think he's going to have it very difficult with them. And Ferran Torres is a bit, a bit more silky. He can, run through them. He's a bit shorter than them, so he can maybe, wiggle his way around them a bit, a bit easier than the likes of Lewo would probably be able to. And Ferran Torres also has shown that he has great link-up play. He knows, knows how to make the right runs, knows how to get in behind defenders. So I think Ferran Torres will be the best fit, and then Lewandowski comes in later into the game, right? It's also going to depend on how Ferran Torres plays. If he starts sticking it up and not taking advantages of opportunities, then of course Lewandowski comes in immediately, because we need to definitely take our opportunities. But we've also seen that Hansi Flick tends to trust Ferran Torres a lot and doesn't take him off immediately, even if he's having a stinker in the first half. But the reason is for that, I think Lewandowski is going to have it very difficult if he does start, and we need to start off strong, and Ferran Torres is the best fit for that when it comes to the striker position. Now, again, the rest of the team speaks for itself. This is our best squad currently with everyone available, with the players that we have currently available, because as we can see, this is all our players that are out with an injury. And I don't know if this is true. They said that I'm pretty sure they revoked that of Hansi Flick being suspended. Hopefully they did, because that would be worrying for sure. But of course, Lamine out, Gavi out, Alejandro Balde out, Ter Stegen's been out, and Daniel Rodriguez. But yeah, again, a lot of question marks. We're saying of hopefully Lamine gets it back for this game, and it's been confirmed that he won't, and he possibly won't make it back until maybe the PSG game. Hopefully he does for that game, because that's a very important game. But for those that watched my Lamine video of when talking about his injury, I said, hey, let's not rush it. Let's not rush it. We don't have to rush him, please. I know Newcastle is going to be a difficult match, but we have the team, we have the squad capable of stepping up and getting a victory over Newcastle. We don't have to fully rely on Lamine Yamal. And that's been the story of ever since this season has started. My thing has always been that Barcelona needs to step up without Lamine Yamal, without having to rely on Lamine Yamal. And this is going to be their first real test of how capable this team is without the likes of Lamine Yamal. So I'm perfectly fine with Lamine not being available for this game. Let him rest. Let him get back 100% fit. And then, boom, we can take advantage of him throughout the rest of the season, where we're going to suffer and, go up against better teams, bigger games. So I have no worries. I have no problem that Lamine Yamal is not playing this game. Of course, I would want him to be here, but I'd rather risk not playing this game. I don't know, risk losing, whatever you might want to call it, than, lose them later into the season, right? But overall, with the team that we have, again, we should be able to go up against this Newcastle side, right? Now, going over how I think this game is going to go, again, the main advantage that Newcastle definitely have right now is the fact that we're playing away at St. James Park. Those that know, that have watched Newcastle in the Premier League, overall, their team is a team that really feeds off their crowd. Like, that crowd is insane. It's incredible. Like, we're going to hear them roar from minute one. Like, literally, right after kickoff, we're going to hear them roar. If we start off with kickoff, we're going to hear boos immediately. The pressure, the atmosphere is going to, they're going to eat the players. And if they start off with kickoff, then we're going to hear cheers immediately. Like, so that's the main advantage. Again, their players feed off the energy of the Newcastle fans, the Geordies, I think, like what they call them. So yeah, that's, one advantage for them. It's going to be a new experience for the likes of Barcelona for sure. Playing at St. James Park, none of them have ever played there. I think only the likes of Rafinha and Rashford are the only players that have actually played against Newcastle. Obviously, when Rashford was at Manchester United and when Rafinha was at Leeds. I actually checked it, and the last time Rafinha played against Leeds was before he joined Barca, I think back in 2021, and Rashford, I think in 2023 was the last time when in the Carabao Cup final where he didn't even start. He came in as a sub. So that was those two players are the only players that have experience. I think Christensen actually too. Never mind, Christensen should have experience as well when he was at Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken. So Christensen too. So Christensen, Rafinha, and Rashford are clearly. Maybe Varane too. Like, I'm bugging a bit now. I think Varane too when he was at City. I don't care. But overall, as a team, together as a Barcelona team, they don't have experience playing together away at Newcastle, obviously. So it's going to be a different experience, but we know this team can handle pressure. We've gone away to San Siro. We've gone away to Borussia Dortmund Stadium. That's another electric stadium with a lot of pressure. Even years ago where some of these players experienced the Galatasaray atmosphere, which was another insane atmosphere. So I don't think the pressure is going to get to them in terms of the atmosphere of the team, but it's definitely that can definitely just motivate and give an extra edge for the Newcastle players. So that's the one concerning part for sure. I think a lot of people are seeing this game going in, looking at it in different ways or similar ways in terms of how Newcastle are going to approach this game. I think they're going to approach it in a very physical stance. Of course, we know that their team is very physical, especially that midfield with Guimaraes, Tonali, and Joe Linton, a very aggressive and physical midfield. They will fight for the ball. They will always die and fight for the ball. They'll be on you immediately. They don't want to even let you breathe. And same goes with their defense. Like, Newcastle structurally are very good when they're defending. They play very well as a structure defensively wise. So I think it's going to be an annoying game 100%. I see it starting off strong for Newcastle because that's what they tend to do. They start off strong at the beginning minutes of the game. We might be suffering for 10 to 15 minutes. We'll be struggling against this Newcastle side. I definitely see it as something where in the beginning we'll struggle a bit and then we slowly get into the game, start taking, more, we start controlling the game a little bit more, getting into the game. Like, I think there might be opportunities where we'll suffer and, they might get some clear-cut chances, and we're going to be suffering, I think, for the first couple minutes of the game. Again, and then slowly Barcelona get into the game. That's how I see it starting off. And then after we start getting into the game, after we start getting our rhythm on, we start attacking, we start pressuring them, and then we start, trying to score the goals, trying to go up as well. But I think it's for sure going to be a very physical battle. Now, I think it's going to be very determined in the midfield as much as our defense. I think the midfield battle is going to be the main priority for Barcelona to take advantage and have, be superior and to try and win this match, especially when we consider their differences. Our team, our midfield is a lot more technical, a lot better on the ball, while their midfield is a lot more aggressive. They're good on the ball too, but not as much as ours. They're very aggressive and physical, right? So that's the main advantage that we have, especially with the likes of Pedri. We know Pedri is the most press-resistant midfielder in the world. He doesn't have any pressure. He doesn't feel any type of pressure. So as much as the Newcastle midfield is going to be completely on him, he's going to get through them easily. He's going to get away from them easily, and I see him no problem. Fermin Lopez being in there is also because he matches the energy of the midfield of Newcastle, aggressive, always fighting for the ball, and of course, technically he's a beast, and we definitely need that one player that can just shoot when they need to shoot, just take their chances, say F it and let me take a shot, let me try to do something, because again, Newcastle are going to be very annoying in the mid block, very annoying in the low block as well. And Casado, again, he matches the energy as well, very aggressive as well, always wants to fight for the ball. So I think we could definitely dominate the midfield. I think Pedri is going to be the main guy for us in this game. I think he's going to be the main focal point for us to really, take advantage over Newcastle and get the better of Newcastle, considering again how aggressive and physical Newcastle are and how annoying they're going to be to go up against. when they do try to hit us, when they do try to take the ball away from us, when they try to press us, Pedri's going to be the main guy to really get away from that and get us flowing and get us attacking and, start, just knocking on the door to try and get a goal. So I think Pedri's going to be the most important player for us for tomorrow. Now, when it comes to the attack, I think Ferran Torres will struggle. Again, the center back pairing that he's going up against is going to be very difficult. But with the likes of Rashford and Rafinha, I'm expecting big things for them as well. Rafinha going up against Livramento and Rashford going up against potentially Trippier. Who knows? Eddie Howe might make some changes. But Trippier, Rashford really should be going at him, still be causing a lot of danger. I do see Tonali or Joe Linton really going and helping 100%. But even in one-on-one situations, Rashford should be going through him. And Rafinha against Livramento, young guy. He shows he has quality, but Rafinha has to definitely step up and take it up another level. We definitely just have to take advantage of our chances because, again, Newcastle, when we start getting into the game, they're going to be very defensive. They're very defensively solid, and their main game is to try and hit us on the counterattack because their attackers are very fast. They're very quick, so they can hit us like that, and boom, we'd be in massive danger. But the main concerning thing from this game that we really need to focus on, and every time they get one of these, I'm going to look away, close my eyes, and pray to the gods that nothing happens. Because if they get multiple of these things, we could potentially get destroyed. And those are set pieces, either corner kicks or free kicks. If we allow them to get a lot of corner kicks or free kicks, we might be absolutely cooked. Because one thing that we know about Barcelona, looking back at their track record, they're terrible defending set pieces, or they're not the best. They're not the best. They're not the best at taking advantage of their set pieces when we get thousands of corner kicks and do nothing with it, and then defending it, we're not the best either. Especially with a side like Newcastle, where basically their whole team is over 6 feet tall. My God. That's going to be the most annoying thing ever. Joan Garcia is going to have to come out big, has to come out very solid in this game for sure. He's definitely someone we're going to have to depend on heavily as well. But set pieces are the major point that Newcastle have over us. If they get a bunch of set pieces, we might be in trouble. We definitely might be in trouble. Burn is like 6'7". Walter is like 6'6". The rest of the team is like over 6 feet tall. Like they're much taller and physical than us, right? But of course, the brain having brains and the technical ability is obviously superior than just physicality, right? So that's the main advantage that we have over us. But if they get multiple set pieces, woo! Burn, if for corner kicks, Burn is going to be the main guy. Put Christensen on him, put someone on him. Burn has to be the main guy that we track on set pieces, especially corner kicks, because they always look for him because he's tall as hell and he always wins them. And obviously now they have Woltemade. That's another guy we have to really focus on because he's obviously tall as hell, 6'6". Come on, bro. But overall, it's just the whole team on set pieces is great. And corner kicks, they're very good on corner kicks. So that's the main concern I definitely have. So we have to be very solid on that and just try and prevent from them getting multiple corner kicks because we could be fucked. We could be screwed. We could be screwed over. But like I said, the brain works faster than just your legs, your physicality. And Barcelona have the brains. They have the technical ability to go up against this Newcastle side and dominate them as much as they can cause danger to us, right, in terms of counterattacks and obviously set pieces. But yeah, I definitely see it as a very annoying, tough match, 100%. A game where they'll start off strong. We'll get back into the game. We'll try to cause as much danger, but we have to take our opportunities. And I'm mostly looking at Ferran Torres because he gets all easy opportunities, but he be missing the most easiest opportunities. So any opportunity he gets, please, Ferran, step up. Rafinha, we know how clutch he is. He comes up clutch all the time. We're depending on him heavily as well. And the rest of the players, we already know how good they are, expecting great things. Koundé and Martin, they're going to have it tough as well. Like Gordon and Ilanya, I think Ilanya, however you're saying his name, I'm sorry. They're just quick. I don't think they're like demons one-on-one ability. Like that Koundé and Martin will struggle heavily, but they're very quick and they are intelligent players. So they're going to struggle for sure. I think especially Martin. Ilanya is going to have... I think Martin is going to have it difficult against Ilanya, but yeah. Christensen, I think Walter Maid has to be his guy. But Paco Barcia definitely can handle him as well. Because Walter like, he's tall. Like, really, that's the only concern I have about him, how tall and physical he is. But on the ball and everything, I'm not that concerned about him. I think Paco Barcia can definitely handle him. Barcia has handled get aside, however you say his name is, last season from Borussia Dortmund. So he can definitely do it against Walter too. So, yeah, I'm expecting a dogfight. And overall, I'm seeing two potential score lines, where we have the advantage of both score lines. One is a 2-1 win. 2-1 win, goals from Rafinha and 1 goal from Marcus Rashford. I'm saying it right now. Marcus Rashford will score tomorrow. Or a little 4-3 or 3-2. A high-scoring game. Well, they'll take the advantage first, then we make the comeback. They take the advantage again. We make the comeback, and then we win. That's how I see it. I definitely see him a close game. I definitely do see them scoring on us. Come on, we're playing away at their park, at their stadium. I definitely do see them hitting us. And yeah, overall, it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a game to watch for sure. So if you have no plans for tomorrow, definitely watch this match. It's going to be an incredible match. I can assure you that. But yeah, guys, woo! Vamos Barca, the Champions League. Last year we were this close. Now this year we're gonna be champions. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about the video. How are your sensations for this match, Couleurs? How do you guys feel about this match? Are you shook or are you confident? Tell me I'm just overreacting and I'm being scared for no reason. Who do you guys think is going to be the main player that's going to be the focal point? For us, I think it's going to be Pedri. For them, possibly, I'm going to say Ilanya. I think Ilagna, however you say his name, is going to be the main focal point for them. But who do you guys think is going to be? Let me know how you guys feel about the game overall. And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell for every time I'll be able to share your friends love football. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Whenever that is, much love, take care, and peace.